So, just 3 days ago, we made this YouTube video here, talking about how it just gets better for the Montreal Canadiens. We, of course, based off of the thumbnail that you're very visually seeing here, we were talking about Canadiens prospect Alexander Zharovsky, who, at the time of recording this audio, still doesn't have a picture on Elite Prospects. Somebody's going to have to submit a photo themselves, I guess, in order to get the visual representation of this player on the website, but the last video that we had made essentially went over some of the commentary made by folks in the Montreal Canadiens organization, who had essentially said that Zharovsky, whom the Canadiens took with the 34th overall pick in the 2025 NHL Draft second round, this guy was ranked as highly as number 16 or 17 on Montreal's own draft list. This means that had the Montreal Canadiens not executed the Noah Dobson trade, had they just kept their 16th and 17th overall picks, this might have been the guy they would have taken in that spot regardless. So, why not be a choosing beggar? Why not have your cake and eat it too? Why not make the trade, get Noah Dobson, make that significant improvement on the blue line, and still draft the guy you wanted to take around that spot had you kept the pick? It's perfect for Montreal. And that's what we had spoken about in the previous video. It was like, hey, the Habs got the best of both worlds here. They got the trade done. They got the guy they wanted. Perfect. But now, in this video commentary, we are diving into some comments from the guy himself. I was about to say the man himself, but then I realized, the guy was born in 2007. I don't know what it is, but like calling a guy born in 2007 a man, quote unquote, just feels so weird. I get it, he's 18. He is a young man, swell young man, with a nice sense of humor, too. But wow, this guy was born in 2007. Okay, I gotta get past that. Yeah, folks, we're getting old. I'm sorry. It's just inevitable, right? But there was an article published by Daria Tuboltseva 3 days ago on rg.org that I thought was super great to dive into. And we could have busted out the normal gameplay commentary for this kind of a video here. It certainly would have been possible, but there are so many amazing quotes from the guy himself that I wanted to just have it on the screen, put the article up front and center. It'll be linked in the description, so go out there and give rg.org their ad views. Alexander Zharovsky opens up on the Montreal Canadiens draft, Ivan Demidov, as well as the next steps. Key takeaways from this article. Firstly, Zharovsky went 34th overall. Despite hoping for being selected in the first round, Zharovsky became the first Russian skater taken in the 2025 draft, joining the Montreal Canadiens. Training and development hurdles. Visa delays will keep him from Montreal's development camp, but he is continuing his off-season prep in Russia after training in Miami. He's a rising star in the Russian leagues, too. Zharovsky was named the MHL's Rookie of the Year and made his KHL playoff debut at 18, showing strong potential at both junior and pro levels. Pretty good picture there, too. Very clear. I might use that for the thumbnail later in my video-making process. But let's go out there and dive into some of these comments made by Zharovsky about being selected by the Habs and what he feels about the entire situation. From the start, both my agent and I were hoping to be drafted in the first round, so I was a bit disappointed not to be picked on day one, Zharovsky told RG in an exclusive interview. I really thought I'd be taken in the first, even just barely. But in the end, I went early in the second, and the main thing is the team. I'm glad it worked out this way. Buddy, you don't even know. It's exactly what we had spoken about a few days ago. Had the Habs had their first round pick, 16th, 17th overall, he probably would have been taken, realistically. The 18-year-old forward became the first skater from Russia, selected in the 2025 draft, currently playing for Russia's Salavat Yuleyev system. According to multiple reports, the Canadiens had Zharovsky ranked higher, and they were impressed by his hands, hockey IQ, and puck control. Montreal is a team with a great history. Everything worked out perfectly. I'm really happy to be drafted by this team, he said. Right after the draft, the Canadiens head scout for Russia, Nikolai Bobrov, reached out and told me the team believes in me and is counting on me. Let's scroll down here into this part of the article. This is where things really get fun. Childhood friends and draft day joy. An interesting detail about his background, Alexander Zharovsky has been friends with fellow Russian prospect Ivan Demidov since childhood. I've known Vanya since we were 8. We played on the same team, and our dads know each other. We still text from time to time, ask how things are going. He was also in Miami recently, but we didn't get a chance to meet. If I had gone to Montreal, we would have seen each other. He and Bogdan Konyushkov, there you go, would have been there too. But I'm flying back to Russia. Vanya called me right after the draft, congratulated me, and asked me how I was feeling. Zharovsky had been training in Miami at a camp organized by his agent Dan Milstein. The Gold Star camp brought together the agency's clients for several days of intense on- and off-ice work, while NHL scouts and executives observed. It was a great camp. We trained for 2 or 3 hours a day. First on the ice, then off-ice workouts in the gym. The scouts and GM showed up. First we'd do drills on the ice and then scrimmages. On day 1 we trained more, but the rest of the days were warm-ups followed by games. I think scouts are more interested in the games anyway. Then we'd go to the gym, do strength and conditioning, and talk with scouts and team officials. The workouts were tough, but everything was awesome. The article then dives into Zharovsky's MHL stint as well as his KHL debut, which we can dive into here. His production in the MHL was very good, 50 points, 45 games played. He also had 7 games with Salavat Yuleyev's KHL team in the playoffs, notching himself 1 assist. He'll probably play, it says here, Tolpar Ufa in the MHL. If he is good enough to graduate and be a full-time KHL guy this upcoming season, he will still be a rookie. So there is potential here for Zharovsky to have some immediate KHL development time, and I do kind of feel more optimistic about that compared to the Ivan Demidov situation from the most previous season. Not because Zharovsky is better than Demidov, but because if Zharovsky is really good and he is proving himself as one of Salavat Yuleyev's top players, then they have no reason to not play him as a top player. The problem, the entire issue with Demidov was that he wasn't getting that treatment. He was being tasked with just being in and out of the lineup and not being given any minutes, and he still produced a heck of a ton of points, which is fantastic, but you could definitely see that if Demidov was on a different team, they would have used him like crazy. They would have had him breaking the Kirill Kaprizov record 20 games earlier, because they would have given him all the opportunities to do so. Zharovsky might not have to go through some of those same growing pains that Demidov did. This article then goes out there and talks about Zharovsky's opinions on the MHL. It's not just a kids' league, it has more skilled players for sure. Playing against 21-year-olds when you're 16 is more like adult hockey. It was tough at first, but then I adjusted. He also was the MHL Rookie of the Year after leading Tolpar Ufa in scoring with 50 points in 45 games. He also made his KHL debut at age 18, appearing in 7 playoff games for Salavat Yuleyev and recording 1 assist. He averaged just over 6 minutes of ice time per game. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like, the guy was a rookie, he was getting 6 minutes of time on ice per game, he was brand new on the team in the playoffs. Like, of course they're not going to play him much, but if he works himself to being a top-tier player on that team from day 1 of the KHL season, then he's able to probably exhibit his importance more so and hopefully earn the right to getting more than 6 minutes of time on ice per game. The atmosphere was amazing. The fans, the energy, doing what you love, pure joy, he had said about his KHL debut. I'm grateful that they trusted me and they let me play. Sometimes 1 period, sometimes 2, first line, then third. The KHL is faster and tougher than the MHL. Those are grown men, professionals. It's more intense and more fun. This upcoming offseason, he is trying to improve his physical game. I need to get bigger, stronger, and faster, just like that Daft Punk song. There's a lot to like here out of Alexander Zharovsky, and I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, how this player has had those childhood connections to Ivan Demidov, and how he's really looking forward to being a Hab. Article's going to be linked in the description. Go out there and read it yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.